If you're 62 with $1 million saved, you're probably in a better position than most retirees. But one question that's probably on your mind is, should I go ahead and claim Social Security now or should I wait until later? And you've likely heard all kinds of different things being said about this. Some people say, hey, take it early. You never know how long you're going to live. You might as well just go ahead and get what's yours. And then other people say, hey, if you wait until 70, that's how you're going to get the biggest checks coming to you. Look, it's a big decision. It's about timing. It's about taxes, longevity, right? It's all of these things and more. So in this video, I'm going to break down how to make the right choice for you. And I'm going to share a story as well to show you exactly how it's done. So let's go ahead and get into it here. All right, so meet Linda. Linda's 62 years old. She's got $1 million saved in her 401k. She still has a mortgage, but the balance is pretty low. She also locked in a fixed interest rate under 3% a few years ago. So she's really in no hurry to go ahead and pay that off. She does not have a pension. She is in decent health, and longevity runs in her family. Both her parents are still living as well. She would like to retire, if possible, within the next year. She's torn here on this decision. Should she start to take Social Security now so she won't have to withdraw from her retirement savings as much? Or should she delay taking her Social Security benefits? And then, of course, she'd have to rely more on her retirement savings in the meantime. The problem was simple. The answer may be a little bit more complicated, but the problem's simple to understand. Should she claim now? And then if she does, of course, she'll get smaller checks for life. Of course, she'll get more checks by doing that over the course of her lifetime. Or should she wait? And if she does that, she could possibly draw down her savings too quickly. So, what's the right move for her? And in her position, again, getting all this different conflicting information, she didn't want to make the wrong move and lock in regret. So let's talk about a few things here. So first of all, these are the basics. If you claim Social Security at age 62, and if your full retirement age is 67, like it is for Linda, that would mean a 30% permanent cut in monthly benefits. And then also after full retirement age, your Social Security benefits would increase by 8% per year for every year that you delay up until the age of 70. Other things to consider, of course, is that you may not have a long life. So you may have some health issues now, and it may make sense for you to go ahead and take your Social Security earlier. And there's other things to consider too. What if you continue to work, even if you're working part-time? You have to be aware of the earnings test before full retirement age. If you earn enough, all of your Social Security benefits could be withheld. And of course, we have to consider taxes on Social Security. Now, one nice thing about Social Security is that it is tax advantaged. Even if you're making, $1 million a year, $10 million a year, it doesn't matter how much, 15% of your Social Security benefits will be tax-free, at least at the federal level. So it's important to keep that in mind. Also, it's only other income that can make Social Security taxable. So some important things to know there in planning considerations. Now, if you're struggling with this decision, when to claim, how much you should really get, and really how it all fits into your overall retirement plan, go ahead and scroll down. You could book a free strategy call with me. I'm more than happy to talk to you. We'll look at your full picture, help you make the most confident decision for you. Here's how we solved it for Linda. So first, we mapped out our basic expenses. We looked at what she needed to cover versus what she really wanted to spend to have that retirement lifestyle that she really wanted to have. And we projected out what would be needed from her savings if she were to claim now versus if she were to wait. And we ran different types of break-even scenarios, right? We looked at how long she needed to live in order for waiting, for delaying Social Security to pay off. We reviewed taxes, including how Social Security by itself is not taxable, at least at the federal level, if you don't have other income. We also factored in RMDs starting in her 70s, and we projected how those could impact her plan. And we compared what the RMDs might be depending upon when she decided to claim her Social Security benefits. In the end, we decided to delay her Social Security until 67 using her portfolio to bridge the gap. Now, overall, we put together a bucket strategy that consisted of short, medium, and long-term money. The short-term money was designed really to help give her that stability help provide her that income, they'll bridge that gap until Social Security was going to begin at age 67. This gave Linda the freedom to retire at 63 with a plan, not just hope. Here's some key questions to ask yourself. First of all, what are your expenses? And what do you envision your lifestyle looking like in retirement? And can your portfolio safely support 3 to 5 years of income, or maybe even longer if you're to delay your Social Security benefits longer? And are you factoring in taxes and how claiming now affects your overall tax picture versus if you were to delay? And do you have Roth accounts or after-tax savings that could be tapped without pushing you into a higher tax bracket? How does your health and your family's longevity play into the equation? All of these things are important points to consider. So why do so many people stay stuck? Well, what I've found is that when there's no clear plan, Social Security feels more like a gamble. And it can be challenging to figure out how do you best coordinate your Social Security benefits with your other sources of income. You're probably scared to make the wrong decision. It's a big decision. And there's a lot of conflicting information out there. Now, with Linda, she ended up retiring at 63 with Social Security scheduled to kick in at 67. We created a structured withdrawal plan so that she'd get monthly income paychecks from her portfolio. Once she actually retired, she was able to travel, spend more time with family and friends. She was finally able to relax quite a bit more now after decades of working. She even started volunteering, which was something that she'd always dreamed of doing. And now she actually had the time to go and do it. But most importantly, I think, is that she was able to stop second guessing her decisions because they were backed by a plan that gave her the confidence to retire. And as I always say, having that plan is what gives you the confidence to retire and the confidence to then spend your hard-earned money. If you're 62 and you have $1 million saved, you're not alone in this decision, but you need to get some clarity, most likely. Don't default to claiming early just because you're eligible. It might be the right decision for you. It might not. On the other side, don't delay just because somebody told you that it's the smarter thing to do. There really is no one size fits all answer here. The only right answer is the one that fits your life, fits your goals, fits your numbers, right? This is why it's so important to do the planning. So, click the link below, book a free retirement strategy call with me. I'm happy to chat with you. And we could figure out whether claiming now or waiting is really the better move for you. I'll see you next time.